the bottom. Ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay.
What's going down, gamblers around the world? It's your boy, the coach here, representing Brothas N Bets. And we back at it once again, and I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Marley Betts. Marley, what's going down with you, my brother?
Goddamn deal, man. Just gotta practice. SEC, big boy football, mini NFL, real football. So I'm talking about some, some conference, some champions. Get off the other bullshit. No disrespect to any of the other conferences, but this is
nigga, that's all disrespect. That's what it sounds like to me. I mean, what you think, big boss?
Life is about perspective. So however y'all take it.
Hey man, live in the direct, man. If y'all out there listening, pull up a seat because we about to have a good time. Because if y'all been following the story, y'all already know about Marley, and if y'all caught some of our shows before, then y'all didn't already heard how me and Coach we got a couple rebuttals for some of this stuff that Marley come up with. So this the big showdown. SEC, my brothers right here reached out, said, let's do it. I said, shit, I couldn't miss it. So I'm here live and direct, man, ready to go. Let's go.
Yeah. And we and you heard the man, none other than the big homie from the West Coast, DJ Big Boss in this thing. He joining us once again. You already said your opening. You already said your opening statement with Who Banging Sports Talk. We were supposed to be joined by somebody from Pub Sports, but I guess he didn't want to fuck around. So it is what it is. It is what it is. We gonna keep the shit moving. You feel me?
What up, though?
Oh yeah, we didn't officially bless the show with a good old "What up, though." Y'all already know we put our signature on there.
Yeah.
Well, we getting ready, dog. You know what I'm saying? Just finished up my coaching career in semi-pro. We lost the playoffs 12 to 10 in a very, very tough, hard-fought defensive battle. But, when one door closes, another one opens up, and now we start our first high school game this week on Friday night. So I'm really excited about that. Shout out to my Vikings. I got the ring on when we won the ring in 2019. But you also know what time it is. It's going down this week. Our official prediction shows for week 0 goes down tomorrow night, Tuesday, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. We here. It doesn't seem like it, but man, we fucking here, dog. It's college football. It ain't the live games that we want, but it's better than nothing. You know what I'm saying? And we here. That's jumping off. And pretty soon, not next week, but the following week, our live NFL shows will be jumping off every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. And for everybody who misses the shows, we will get down with the cut-ups. You'll be able to cut up. If there's a specific game you're looking for, you'll be able to jump on that and just kind of search in. But we ask everybody to click that like, subscribe, follow. We are Brothas N Bets. Let me fix my mic.
Fix your mic. To piggyback off that shit real quick.
Off what shit?
This our college show this season coming up, man. And I don't know how Coach feel, but I feel like we had a good season last year. And I really feel like I'm about to slaughter this shit this year. And on top of that, Coach be telling me to hold back sometimes. He don't like when I do it. I'm talking that shit this year, Coach. I'm talking that shit. I know you don't really like it sometimes when we on the same plays and I talk that shit because we got to come back next week. But I'm really feeling Brothas N Bets right now and myself. And ain't no other channels fucking with what we got going right now. Even if it's just you here just for pure entertainment. Ain't no other show finna be coming the way we coming and the way it's real live barbershop talk here.
Now we can't now we can't disrespect. You can also catch our brothers on the West Coast.
Oh no,
Who banging sports talk.
I'm including who back.
Yeah.
Let me make that clear.
Let's
Right?
let it be known.
If it wasn't clear or it wasn't known,
no, man. It's all love, man. It's all love.
Banging, it's like official family. You know
Shit, I'm right here. I'm right here.
I didn't know if I needed to say that, but just for those that don't know, we'll say it. You know what I'm saying? Brothers and Bets and Hugh Banging. Y'all go catch me on his shit or catch us on his shit and catch him on our shit all season.
Yeah. You know how we do it, man. We got the boss and the sauce coming up, man. But it's all love, man. That's all it is.
And I ain't seen Ragu in a minute. Shout out to Ragu, dog. Shout out to the sauce.
we definitely, but I would never disagree that the way y'all do it right here on Brothers and Bets, man. The real life. And that's why I love being on here. It's just a whole nother vibe. But on Who Banging, we've been around for a while. We be on different networks and stuff. At some point we got to keep some type of professionalism a little bit, even though we do have our fun. But it's a different thing. It ain't the same thing.
It's straight raw over here, baby.
Yeah, but that's why we locked up, because you could get the salt and the sweet and all that at the same time, man. That's what it's about, man. We here actually giving the people what they want at the end of the day, man. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks.
Hey, real quick, shout out to my photographer for the team photographer, Man Photography, holding it down once again. She is tuned into the show right now. What's going down with you?
Appreciate you.
But man, let's jump right into the mix. Marley to talk this shit. We done gave big shout out to Who Banging and the whole crew, Wham and Ragu and them. Let's jump into it. We talking about the Southeastern Conference. In the South, where them boys say boys.
It's going down.
Shit,
we say it's going down. And
we say, hey man, the motto is we from the South, we make do with what we fucking got. You feel me? We can't complain. We're talking about the SEC, man. And we're talking about right now the 2021 SEC Champs preview, which was the Bama boys. And there's been a lot of shit.
Georgia boys, huh? Didn't Georgia win?
No, they won a natty. The SEC Champs is Bama. They the champs.
You right.
Let's keep it going. Bama. What up, Big O? Bama made more news, got some transfer portals overlooked simply by Nick Saban going on a rant. Not only to teams within his conference, that boy even had something to say about the HBCU school doing a thing in the neighboring state next to him. We're talking about Nick Saban. Of course. No, I don't think anybody like that. We're talking about Nick Saban making headlines, overshadowing everything his team is doing in the offseason to prepare. All the NIL deals to talk about A&M getting bread, Jackson State getting bread. Let's talk about the champs, man. How they looking, man? I'm gonna start off with you, Marley, because this is your conference that you so in love with.
Hey, we gotta hear from you first. Every time we gotta hear from you first.
Yeah, go ahead and go.
It ain't that I just love this conference. It's the best conference in college football, at least in my era. I'm not gonna act like it's always been that way. But in my high school up until now, that's what it was. It's Bama. You know what I'm saying? And I mean not Bama, but SEC. But let's focus on Bama, last year's champ. I think that they're poised to pretty much run the tables and win the SEC again. Obviously, it's Alabama, right? So we know what we expect. They got 7 returners on that defense, including what I think is probably one of the best DNs in football, probably one of the best college football players, period, in not Bryce Young, quarterback, excuse me. The DN, Byron Young. I think that's his name. 47. I think that Byron Young, if I'm not mistaken. Big DN. But look, Bama has 12 returnees, including Heisman Trophy winner Bryce Young. To me, Bama in the returning category, I don't want to say it don't matter, but you got one 5-star recruit after another. It's really like next man up at the end of the day. This team is going to go as far as Bryce Bryce Young is going to carry them, though. You got the returning Heisman winner. I don't want to say the schedule doesn't matter, but I'm looking at it and I'm seeing like Texas A&M is going to be the game. They always give Saban a little trouble, going back to the Johnny Manziel days. So it's something about that school and maybe even Jimbo Fisher knowing Nick Saban in that offense. And then always the Iron Bowl. No matter what the rankings is in that game, you could throw that out the window. Obviously, Auburn's going to play Alabama to the, that's their Super Bowl if they're not in it. But I'm looking, man, the offense ranked number 1 in scoring, number 2 in passing, number 2 in total yards. The defense is number 3. This is all in the SEC in the conference. Number 3 at 20 points a game. I expect that to be better. Number 2 in rushing, less than 100 at 86. Now, the passing is kind of where they suffered a little bit as far as defense. They were ranked 7th in the SEC, which is well below for Alabama standards. But they do return 2 of the best safeties, 2 of their safeties. One is senior Jordan Battle, expected to be a first-round pick next year. And it's just, let's just be real, y'all. Bama is Bama. You know what I'm saying? We don't expect nothing less. And to be 100% honest with y'all, boss, I don't know how you feel about this. Honestly, I'm tired of Bama, to be 100 honestly with you. Like, I don't want to see Bama in the national championship. I don't really even want to see them in the playoffs. I know they're going to get there. I'm just tired of looking at them, to be 100% honest. But let's just be real. They got all the fucking talent, you know what I'm saying? And one of the best coaches in college football history. So I'm going to give them their respect. And they will be in that top 4 playoff bracket, unless we get like a loss with Texas A&M, a loss with Tennessee, or maybe Auburn. If they get 2 losses, I think they're out. But when's the last time, I don't want to say when the last time they had 2 losses because they finished 13-2 last year, 7-1 in the SEC. But it's just the odds of them not being there is like slim to none. So I expect to see what we always seen out of Bama. More than likely a college national championship run, get into the playoffs. I don't know if they beat Ohio State because that's who I got in the national championship. Bama against Ohio State again. What a shocker. Honestly, don't want to see it, but that's just what it is, and that's what we have to come to expect from Bama. I wouldn't expect anything less.
Okay. Well, it's a good thing you got the other side on the show, because I can really tell you about the other side of this, and we got to dig deeper into this whole situation. It all goes down to Nick Saban, man. Nick Saban runs the show hands down. Facts of the matter is, Nick Saban, he took some losses in some national championships recently. Clemson, Georgia, and he's been upset for a while. He's upset with the fact that a lot of his coaching staff is, they're moving on. So he coming back talking about he gonna put clauses to where these coaches can't just coach 2 years and then go get a head coaching job somewhere. End up playing against them, or end up on somebody else's staff playing against them. So he's tired of that, for one. And then one of the interesting things that I take from Saban that lets me know he's fired up low key is he said he actually went and got quite a few transfers at the wide receiver position. He even knocked the best wide receiver from Georgia and got him over there on Alabama, right? So, he said that in that national championship game, we already knew 2 of his best wide receivers is out. He said everybody that was in reserves, they had almost 3 chances to show and improve on the field and be the next man up. And he said none of them showed up. So he went and got transfers. If you know anything about Saban, like he never gets that mad with his team that he going to replace you with somebody else. So low key, he means business, man. And he's also said about this group right here that this group, he finds basically saying that they buy in better. He's finding more leadership. They're bought in, 100%. And I think, it's all he is right here, man. He's an upset individual at this point. We don't know how much longer Nick Saban is going to do this. And, it's something, though, to go further into it. It's something he doing to them kids over there, man. The size, the speed, the type of impact. Something's going on over there. I've even heard little rumors from ex-players and stuff. The practices in the middle of the night, all kinds of weird stuff that he do. And I didn't go deep into checking this one out, but they even told me like the strenuous training that you go through at Alabama. Those players, if you look at the a lot of them go to the NFL, but they don't last a long time in the NFL because they're all kind of worried out. And then sometimes when you look at them, they damn near look 36 by the time they getting ready to leave Bama to go to the NFL. Most of those players go straight to the NFL and start. You know what I'm saying? They just packed, ready to go.
Well, I know one thing about Bama is the quarterbacks don't last, and they cornerbacks don't last. Kareem Jackson's probably like the only corner who's been able to have like a career, a longevity in his career. Well, he's still young, junior. I mean, he just got into the league. Surtain just got in the league this year, so we gotta. No, he just got in. He just got drafted this year. But like from the defensive standpoint, a lot of their cornerbacks got exposed just because of the type of schemes that they played.
Right.
In the college level, get off the ball quick. You know what I'm saying? Because
let me say this real quick. I ain't hear nobody bring it up, and I forgot. How y'all boys feel about him going to get Gibbs from Georgia Tech?
Well, we gonna get on that. That's gonna be on the top because that right now in the SEC, that is the top overall rated transfer portal. So we'll get there. But he a dog. He was one of the two guys along with the quarterback Sims that I thought if he would have stuck it out at Georgia Tech, them two would be the ones to turn that whole fucking program around.
I like that 1-2 combination too.
So, but let's get on to the runners up, and actually they can give a damn if they was the runner up because they won the whole goddamn thing. The natty winners, the Georgia Bulldogs out of Athens. Let's go ahead and start off. Big Boss, you say you don't want to start this one off? You want Marley to go all night?
Nah. I'm gonna give him some chances to rebuttal some stuff. Because, he kind of tiptoed around his real feelings on that Alabama. I think you might want a do-over on that one.
No. Alabama, as much as I like the SEC, Alabama is not my favorite team.
Hey, I respect that was real professional of you. But really, all the other talks we had, you said, we whooping ass in the SEC. These other
we are. Let me get warmed up. That's just the first topic.
I got bands, bitch. I got bands.
But I could go with Georgia. I capped most of these already. I won't go too far in detail, but this one right here is one. I'm high on coaching and the whole method and recruiting players and bringing players up and all that kind of stuff. So it's two ways you could take Georgia right here. Many people are gonna just happy that they beat Alabama. They're gonna back Georgia again. You know what I'm saying? But actually, Kirby Smart, he's in his 7th year. He's a fairly young coach. It took him a while. He's done all the progressions of building the team to win what he won last year. Like he earned that top to bottom. And it wasn't even like he went and got the best quarterback. You know what I'm saying? He ground and pound, defense throughout the game, all that kind of stuff. But the problem with him is a lot of those good players that he had, the main ones, they moved on to the NFL. So we're going to get a true testament this year. Go for it.
SBO, you missed it. We just talked about them. Now go ahead. All the SEC heads jumping on right now.
Here they come. We're gonna give Marley a do-over on his Alabama speech. But
go ahead, my bad.
Kirby Smart's in this, is the proof in the pudding. Bottom line, man, is the guy the real deal? If you think he's the real deal and you jump on him now and he's really the real deal, then he'll come back and beat Bama because he beat Bama from the muscle and from the mind. You know what I'm saying? He played his whole part in that, so he has showed values of a really good coach. But this year, I don't know if I want to back him to that degree. Like I said, Saban's hot and fired. To me, in the SEC, I don't see very complex offenses. It's all we're gonna line up like this and we're gonna do this. You know what I'm saying? You got a couple teams run different sets, but for the most part, it's smash mouth football. You know what I'm saying? And you can't just keep running up smash mouth football against smash mouth football. The results are gonna change. You know, all things are gonna happen when you do that. So I'm kind of gonna watch Georgia from the back a little bit and see just how real they really are. I mean, the players that they lost to the NFL was so impressive, man. The players off the defensive line,
And
all that
that's
stuff.
why they only got 3 returning on defense right now. Because I said it all year long. They got multiple first-round draft picks of every level of that defense.
Yeah,
and they all gone now. Shit, they had 3 on the 3 on the defensive line gone.
exactly. So if he real, he got the, not to cut you off, but if he real,
Nah, you good.
he got those dudes lined up. He recruited them, he bred them. It's his system. Those dudes are supposed to come right in there and fill those guys' shoes. We may even get better superstars if he's real. But if he's not all the way real, then we're gonna have some different results. Go ahead.
These Jets are falling. I mean, not Jets. Falcons falling apart, and Felipe Franks is out there running around like he just.
I'm getting pissed off about it because they're gonna fuck up my shit.
Man, they was looking so great in the first half. Come out second half flat. I was killing it, bro. I came up with a good 300 in the first half. Now, but
just get a field goal, got a whole quarter. But let's get back to the National College Football.
I'm done.
He's done. He got 10 minutes left, coach.
No, nigga, I did the second half Falcons plus money, plus
gotcha.
half a point. Anyway,
fumble? Nah, that's not a fumble, bro. Anyway,
that's touchdown. That shit over.
That's not.
Go ahead.
Back ball hit the ground. Anyway, let's talk about the conference that's going to win the championship. So I guess SEC. Hang in there. Got you. So Georgia, I agree with Big Boss essentially. Pretty much what he said. Hold
on. You said let's talk about the conference that's going to win the championship or the team that's going to win the SEC.
No. The conference that's going to win the championship.
Oh, okay.
I didn't say
the conference is going to win
the SEC. Yeah, I mean, minus Ohio. Ohio State's the only team that can win the only team in any conference that has a chance. Everybody else don't have a chance. Since you want me to say how I really feel, we can say how I really feel. Nobody else has a chance. You're Notre Dame Fighting Irish, no chance. Anybody in the Pac-12, no chance. Baylor and Ohio. I'm high on Baylor. I'm high on.
You really high on Baylor, big.
No. Well, hold on. Let me finish. Baylor has no chance, though. Baylor has no chance. That's what I'm saying. Listen, it's Alabama, it's Ohio State, and it's everybody else. That's the rest.
Wow.
It's everybody else.
Wow.
So you heard it here first before the season start. It's Ohio, and it's just Ohio State like this year. I don't know what they're going to be next year, but we know Alabama and the SEC will be in the mix again, as they are every single fucking year. Because that's just what it is. Until somebody tell me differently or show me differently.
I mean, I just want to know. I just want to know one thing.
I'm listening.
From what perspective are you talking about? Because as a coach, player, whatever, it's all about scheme. You know, when who is that? Chip Kelly came out with the scheme he had at Oregon. You know, he could beat teams that he necessarily didn't match up to physically or anything. Scheme on any one of these teams. Look at we talked about Luke Fickell. Scheme on any of these teams, managing the ball, all that stuff can beat Bama. It's been done. Clemson done it. It's been done.
National championships.
Scheme, bruh. How are you gonna X out scheme? That's what balances everything out. Is that any coach could come at any time with a different scheme that everybody ain't on and catch the other person off guard. Bama got 2 losses last year. Scheme. You know, and that's all they're doing in the SEC is inserting coaches with wild ass schemes. Look at the coaches that's over there. Brian Kelly, what's old boy? Even dude at Mississippi State. What's his name? Mike Leach. You know what I'm saying? All these dudes ain't coaches. They not speed coaches. They scheme coaches.
How many national championships did Chip Kelly win at Oregon?
I'm just telling you, but they can go in there and they can. How many times did Alabama almost lose last year?
Almost lose.
How many times? I mean, it's scheme, bro.
I know, no.
That's the coach's job. Is to out-scheme the other team. You're not going to always get the best players.
No, I agree with you that you're right. Scheme can win, but
I'm saying, how can you say Bama, Georgia, Ohio State, and fuck everybody else? Everybody else, all the other coaches are losers. They can't do a new throwback pass or nothing to beat this guy.
You're right. Look, I'm finna tell you. I'm finna tell you exactly how. I'm finna tell you.
Because 2 losses, you out of there.
Go ahead. What you say, Coach?
2 losses, you out of there.
All right. So let me ask you this question.
Ahead.
Who won the national championship last year?
Georgia.
What conference does Georgia represent?
Okay, are we talking about the SEC or are we talking about Bama now?
Okay,
what's
so
the
We're
argument?
talking about the SEC. Just talking about the SEC. That's what I'm talking about right now. The SEC.
Hey,
all right,
every conference that ran the table for a while when Pac-12 was winning, with Pete Carroll, and that was
absolutely true. That's absolutely
Where was the
true.
SEC then? When Notre Dame was up there, we didn't win no national championship since way back in the day. But on the years we have, come on, man.
No, I agree. Look, I agree with you. Exactly what you just said. Every conference at some point in time had they shine. What I was saying to y'all right now is this is the SEC shine. It's their time. It is.
Their time. I absolutely agree.
Until another conference comes in and say, hey, we want this shit and it's our time. Until that happens, it's the SEC. And the proof is in the fucking national championships. Period. If you can name some fucking conferences that compete year in and year out, I'll sit here and be like, okay, you're 100% correct. I'm not biased. I'm factual. And the fact of the matter is
ACC competed year in and year out. They just might not have won it all the time. They competed.
The bad part about it is
year in and year out, Coach.
They only played 2 or 3 out of conference games, and then the rest is all your conference. So it's no way that if they had to play a different conference every week, that'd be different.
They didn't win. They didn't win all of them. They didn't win all of them in the team.
In the last in the two. Let's just start with the 2000s. It's 22 of them, right? Since the year 2000. That's about.
I want to see you name them. I can name them.
I can't. That wasn't my question about naming who won each one.
I'm talking about in the teens. I'm saying you said who else can compete. Though they didn't win them every time. ACC had Florida State won and beat that SEC team. Clemson went there a couple of times. Won it 2 out of the couple of times they was in that hole. I get it. They the best, but they not unbeatable.
That's all I'm saying.
They're not unbeatable, bro. You acting like they're just unbeatable.
Those words literally never came out of my mouth.
Marley, what you got to learn is sometimes you
might
not necessarily have to say it, but some of the words that you choose that come out of your mouth says that, bro.
I didn't say unbeatable. I said Ohio State, and everybody in Ohio State can win the national championship.
Hey, you one of them old hip hop fans that's like, it's Biggie, Pac, everybody else is trash.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not true. That's not true. Who? I'm just saying. All right, look.
I just told you they didn't win it every time, but the ACC was more competitive than the Big Ten was.
No conference that's won like 20 out of 20 years won the national championship. That's not what I'm saying.
They didn't win 20 out of the 20 years.
I know. I said I don't know no conference that's done that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying they're going to win it every year. I'm not saying they have won it every year. I am saying they're the best fucking conference in. Yeah, I mean this whole year they got me fucked up. They're the best fucking conference in college football. In the last
Big Boss, are you arguing that this? Are we not? Is that your argument?
You're arguing things that I didn't say. You said I'm like they're undefeated. Yada yada. I didn't say that.
I'm just saying. You started this whole. You just said the team is going to win the national championship.
No, I said
I'm just arguing a point that is Bama, Georgia, Ohio State.
That's all I'm saying. Like, I can't. Even if you want to say 80%, this is all I'm saying.
when a conference is 80% dominant over the other conferences, what do you want me to fucking say?
They still have a chance to lose on any given
I
Saturday.
agree. Big Boss, I agree. That's not what I'm saying.
So
I agree. Ohio State can win the national championship this year. It's not a foregone conclusion that the SEC will win it. I'm not saying that, but I am saying the SEC will be there.
I don't think neither if Saban ended up in the championship game with Ohio State or if Kirby Smart, I think both of them are out coach Ryan over there.
I don't think Georgia going that far this year.
I don't think they're going that far, but I'm saying I just don't think Ryan. I don't think it ain't his time yet. Like, you know, he did take over an already good team, and he's putting it together. He's done some great things on that squad, but I don't think it's his time to beat Saban or somebody like that in the big game. But with scheme, anything can happen.
I'm sorry.
All right. Let's get on to the next topic because we could be here all night long, and it's already. Let's jump to the SEC coaching changes. Now, we only really had two head coaching changes in the conference, and we got. Well, excuse me. Let me get back to my notes. We're gonna start off with LSU. Brian Kelly, Big Boss's homie. Now coming down south, we're gonna see how. I don't like Brian Kelly, bro. Brian Kelly to me is like a snake in the grass. And I'll let you can have a rebuttal to that, but to me, he's a snake in the grass. And then we got Florida's picking up Billy Napier, one of the fantastic underrated coaches that's been putting in work, especially at Louisiana Lafayette Raging Cajuns. I mean, we've been making money off them the last couple of years during his whole run. Let's talk about those two changes. How do y'all feel? Do you feel as though what's your boy's name didn't get a long enough run in Florida? Because you got to think, before this past season, shit, they were a game away of being top 5 and possibly potentially being able to go into the championship game if the motherfucker don't throw the shoe. I mean, let's talk about those changes real quick. I'll let you start off with that, Big Boss.
I go in the one I like the best, Napier first. I like what Napier did. You know, his career. He is a young coach, you know, but at the same time, he inherits a team that has I think it's 7 back on defense, 6 back on offense. He's returning the quarterback. I think he's in the best position, and for what he does, I like his coaching style. That he's very disciplined. He believes in defense. He has all the great qualities of a great coach. So taking over a good team right there, I think he has the highest ceiling out of the two because your boy Brian Kelly, he didn't receive much back. He hit the transfer box pretty good, 12 transfers added on that squad. He had to hit the transfer box and do all kinds of different manipulation. But, you know, Brian Kelly, it's crazy that, you know, he's one of my favorite Notre Dame coaches for sure, but it's crazy how, you know, the actions of a man, you know, changes everything, and everybody's dumping him right here. But he could be a quality coach too. But, you know, I didn't agree with the move or whatever. I didn't think it was, you know, the right thing to do, the right time or anything. But at the same time, you know, to criticize him.
Hold up. I'm sorry. Explain yourself, James. Explain yourself on that logic. I like Hawaii and the points. They're actually going to be playing on campus this year. Oh, is that where you are? And it's not like Vandy's a good team.
Yeah, it's not like
Have you seen Hawaii? Did you see Hawaii last year, James?
They got
go ahead.
Tommy Chong, though. Tommy Chong going to try to bring back the old 50-point a game thing.
Go ahead, man.
But yeah, finally, you know, from being a fan and watching the inside I have, we did have a 3-10 season before. He had some down parts at the beginning. He was trying to run the offense. He had to teach himself how to delegate, you know, and believe in his offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator. He's fired guys who fired coaches that coach well for a hot minute, and you know, all kinds of stuff that he's done before in his past that shows some bad traits of him. But I don't know, at the end of the day, I don't know what his fire desire is for winning is it winning a championship or is it beating the SEC? Because he even said his own self that, the challenge was being a coach at Notre Dame. He's not, with the restrictions and stuff, he's not able to get players that are sized, to play against teams like LSU and all those different places. So now he's going to get the size and all that, but he's going to get everything that come with that. You know what I'm saying? And, I ain't going to throw nobody under the bus, but, it's a lot of else stuff that come with that. That's a whole nother type of person. And I don't really think he's that type of person to really have to sit in there with that. Because you talk about a coach who's players before for academics, all kinds of stuff at his time in Notre Dame. But over here at LSU, that won't be the case. So, he's going to have to get along with everything that goes down.
All right, Marley, you got anything to say on these coaching changes?
While
I sip some, sponsored by Pure White Hennessy.
Pure White.
Shout out to $1 Million.
I wouldn't show that. We gotta tell them boys to start sending us checks before we show anything. That's the kind of thing. Anyway, I'm just fucking around. Anyway, I'm not. Anyway, for the most part, man, I agree. I think the best coach.
James just hit me with the Kobe Bryant. We'll see.
I think
we'll see.
The best coach in the best coaching hire.
Shout out to James, man.
In my opinion, I like Napier, man, at Florida. I really love what he did at USL. Made us a lot of money last year, Coach. Coach, I think you put me on them like middle to end, middle to beginning of the end of the season, like last 4 or 5 games. And I really enjoyed what I saw. As far as Kelly goes, I don't think his problem, if he has problems, will be on the field. I mean, he's proven that he can coach X's and O's. It's just going to be the culture change. Can he adapt to the kids that he's going to be getting? Because they're not going to be Catholic choir boys that he can get at Notre Dame. He's going to get some real, we'll say, culturally influenced kids, and how he deals with them and how he motivates them and how they respond to him will be more of my question mark. I don't know what kind of person Brian he seems like. He's like a button up, everything by the book, Catholic. I'm going to let the Bible lead my life, and no offense to that, doesn't offend me either way. But those kids that he's going to be getting, they don't live like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's different.
Hey, let me add to that though. In my boy Kelly defense though,
it's a Coach O. Like we saw what kind of shit he was getting into. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's the kind of players he's gonna have. So like,
hey, but that's not Kelly at all. They say Kelly was more of an asshole. He really gets on the kids and all that kind of shit. Like people says he's one of those like mean greats. Like not like Jordan. But I'm just saying like he's one of those really mean guys, and that's the reason I believe the quarterback thing doesn't work out well for him, because he starts with a quarterback and they buy into him, but once he starts building up the pressure on them and all that stuff, trying to develop him, they start getting a mind of their own, and then they get away from him. But he does some cruel shit. Like I tell you, anytime I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but it was one of those. It was Kaiser. It was Kaiser his second year when he started getting soft. And, first play of the game, quarterback sneak, bro. You're going to stick your head in there and get hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he does some cruel things. So I wouldn't give him he was at Cincinnati, that ain't really a religious school. Because he was at Notre Dame, maybe he did fall into the choir boy suit real good.
Yeah,
but he has some other sides.
Right.
But here go the
I
got a funny one for you though. I got a funny one for you though. I wish I could be there to take the look on his face with one of them big ass linemen or something straight out the South. Tell him, "Fuck you, coach."
Fuck you, coach. Fuck you, coach. I ain't doing
that
shit.
Fuck you, talking about, coach.
Yeah, he gonna crumble. He gonna be like, "What? Oh no, get him out of here. Call security."
Fuck that shit, coach.
He ain't had that at Notre Dame at all, bro. None of that.
Falcons had a chance to score, and of course, Felipe Franks couldn't get it in there.
Your TV must be ahead of mine. Stop doing that, please.
I just don't like the way he departed, especially with Cincinnati that one year. That was fucked up how he left Cincinnati that one year. I mean, he could have easily said, "Yo, y'all gotta. Hey, if y'all want me at Notre Dame, y'all gotta let me coach my team right now." And then boom, and I'll be there. That's just me. I thought it was fucked up. And boy said, "I'm out."
Bob in the red zone.
All right, well, let's get to the top transfers, and I'm gonna let you start this one off, Big Boss. But first, let me go through 24/7 Sports top 10 rankings. Number 1. We got your boy, Jahmyr Gibbs, running back out of Alabama, transferring over from Georgia Tech. Number 2, Eli Ricks, cornerback, going into Alabama. He spent the last 2 seasons at LSU. Number 3, Jackson Dart, quarterback. He's now going to Ole Miss, and he's coming from USC last season. Number 4 is Zach Evans, running back, Ole Miss. He's coming from Texas. I think that's gonna be nice, man. Straight out of North Shore, Houston, Texas. He came out. He went to TCU last year. His attitude got his ass not going to Georgia or Alabama, who really wanted him, but now he's back in the SEC. So shout out to Zach Evans. Then number 5, we got Jermaine Burton, wide receiver. He's at Alabama. He's coming in from the national championship. This is kind of weird. This is a weird interconference transfer. He's leaving the Bulldogs to come over here to the other side, to the team that he beat. And we all know the Big 12, the Part E, Spencer Rattler's ranked number 6, coming in, going to South Carolina, coming out of Oklahoma, Norman. Number 7, Drew Sanders, linebacker. He went to Arkansas. He left Alabama. He was a former 5-star signee. Then at number 8, we got Mekhi Wingo, defensive line. I wonder if that's Big Wingo's little brother or cousin or something. But he's transferring into LSU, coming out of Mizzou. At number 9, we got Jared Bernard. He's going to LSU. This dude was a stud, in my opinion, at Oklahoma State. And then number 10, we got Michael Triggs, tight end, going to Ole Miss. He's transferring out of USC as well. So those are our top 10 players that hit the transfer portal in the SEC. Big Boss, I know you did a lot of research over the offseason with the transfer portals. I'm going to let you go ahead and start this one off, my brother.
Man, the best ones that I like out of there is hands down is Burton going to Alabama. I mean, you talk about a guy that was already nice, got to go over there to Alabama and prove himself again and play at Alabama. I think that he's going to like a plug and play, the best one. But the other one that I like the most is Rattler. I like Rattler. I think Rattler did a good job, and I think that he could adapt well over there in South Carolina. But I don't know. Your boy, you were saying the transfer, the lineman that transfer over to LSU. I forgot his name, but sounded a little. I heard a little local bias in your voice right there.
Oh, you talking about no. You talking about Zach Evans?
Yeah, Zach
running
Evans.
back. Zach Evans a dog, bro.
I heard a little local bias. Like, I know this kid. I see this kid. I know he can do it,
bro. Anytime you come out of Texas, like like we don't just like Cali guys. You know what I'm saying? It's Cali, Florida, Texas. Like when you
that's why
he don't understand Marley. He don't understand, Marley. We watched this kid for good 3 years straight, dominating.
I knew it was a little
dominate, bro. He can go.
I ain't saying he can't, but I'm just saying he got the backing of the team because you just seen him real good.
But on top of that, he's going to a team that made us a lot of money. I wish they kept Carroll for another year because him and that Ole Miss offense is gonna do nice.
Mm-hmm. So just to touch on to piggyback off that, I like Dort going to Ole Miss and getting in that offense. That's I don't know if it's a perfect replacement for Coral, but I think it's better than what they had already on scholarship, right? So I love that. I also love Gibbs. I kind of touched on this earlier. Who you mentioned 24/7 Sports? They got him ranked as the number 1 transfer.
Oh shit, my bad.
I kind of agree with that, man. Like he's still super young, average 5.2 yards a carry. You got to remember, he was at Georgia Tech averaging 5.2 yards a carry in the SEC, going up against Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee. Well, not so much Tennessee, but Kentucky.
ACC, boy. ACC.
Oh, yeah, man, I'm tripping. Mine got thrown off. We're going to see if he can average that 5.2 in the SEC.
Come on, man. Look at the O-line he's running behind. Yeah, he going to.
Right. But
he going to do his thing.
Yeah, because when the last time Alabama didn't have a live ass running back, regardless on the college level, that's why they probably don't transfer.
Well, honestly, this past season, and I think that's kind of one of the main reasons why they lost the national championship is they couldn't really establish the run going up against Georgia. Well, I can't tell. But them backs were also banged up, but there wasn't no. I mean, name the backs. Name the running backs right now from Alabama. Exactly, because typically, no. Off the top of your head, because typically in the past, that's why we can name one off the top of our head. Like, you feel me? So,
but that's why Gibbs is starting.
Exactly.
Games. Clearly.
All right, man.
I like Gibbs.
Go ahead. My bad.
No, that's it. I mean, them the two that. Along with Zach Evans, but like them the two that I really feel like. I feel like Dort, impact wise, is gonna be Dort. I don't know if he's gonna be the best.
Now, when reading it, it seemed like the teams that really capitalized on this fucking Siri shit. I don't know what the fuck be triggering the Siri on my goddamn computer to go off. But anywho, what was I fixing to say? If you look at that list, if you think about it, look at the teams that really capitalized on the transfer portal. Alabama picked up some offensive studs and 1 or 2 defensive guys. Ole Miss picked up some guys. That's really it. Them 2, and then LSU. But them 2, Ole Miss trying, man, what? Lane Kiffin trying to make something happen.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the dark horses in the conference. I'm very interested to see who y'all got as your dark horse for this conference. Let's start off with you, Marley. Who you got?
Hey, I don't know if they'll make a lot of noise. You know what I'm saying? And this is just a team that I personally like, and that's Tennessee.
Ooh, you right there with me, dog.
God, I love this team, dog. I don't know.
You're right there with me, dog.
I love this team. I made some money off them boys last year, like late in the season.
Josh Heupel
returning
American Conference.
Yeah. I know. And you know what? 34-14 over the last 4 years. He went 7-6 in his first year in the SEC, which I think is pretty good at Tennessee, considering like what they've been getting recruiting wise. Is A&M really a dark horse though? I mean, yeah, they're not.
A&M's a contender right now.
Right, so
but they got a lot of legal issues going on. Hey, Otis, them kids in college, they fucking up right now, and I'm talking about the stars are fucking up right now. They getting in all kind of trouble right now. Yeah, they fucking up.
I don't know, man. They had the number 2 ranked offense in scoring, number 2 ranked in rushing, 4 in passing, 3rd in total offense. Obviously,
that's coming off of 1 spring training,
barely 1 season. Yeah, like you said, 1 spring training in a football season, and you return 8 on offense. So that offense is going, including the quarterback, Hendon Hooker, including all of his offensive linemen except 1 right tackle, gets his running back and 1 of his receivers, Cedric Tillman, Jabari Smith, the running back, come back. Defensively, they struggled like a motherfucker last year, and that's going to be the problem with them this year. They're just trying to outscore everybody. But you do return your back end of the defense. You get all the linebackers back and the DN, cornerback, both safeties, but you got to replace both defensive tackles and DN. So that's like the concerning thing. But I think this is definitely going to be a bet on team, and they're probably going to cover a lot of their spreads, and I definitely take them as an over team. I don't think they'll win the conference because I don't think they're quite ready for the Alabamas and Georgias yet, but it's definitely a bet on team. Huh?
Could they win their side?
Could they beat Georgia is what you asking me.
Because they do got to travel to Georgia November 5th.
Could they beat Georgia? And depending on how long it takes Bill Napier at Florida is going to be the concern. Their schedule is tough, bro. They're Florida, at LSU, Bama. I think Kentucky's going to be really good this year. At Georgia. Those are some tough games. And then the second game of the season is at Pittsburgh, out of conference. That's going to be a pretty hard-fought game. I think they can win that game, though.
Big Boss. Oh, go ahead.
No, that's it. That's it. I like Tennessee.
But Big Boss, who's your dark horse?
I don't really got a good dark horse. I agree with the Tennessee. The coaching levels right there is right on time. They buying in. If they couple tightened on some boats on there, and you got a nice team that can compete. But I think you always got to watch out for Kiffin. You know what I'm saying? And that goes in the scheme. Like he offers something a little bit different that he can hit them with. And then this Kentucky team, they could be pretty balanced. They could move some things around, but I don't think they'll win the big game. But I don't know.
Yeah.
That's all I like Bill Napier. I mean, cheer right there. Does he really pull it, to his advantage? He got a lot coming back. He's a defensive guy. He got defense there. He just needs some tighten up some screws on offense. He can run the ball very well if he have to. I don't know, man. I don't see too much dark horse. You know why? Because it's Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State, and nobody else.
And everybody else trash, huh?
Y'all fucking crazy.
Ain't no dark horse.
Y'all
already know.
Y'all out y'all fucking mind.
Everybody else trash, huh?
Name me the third best team. Name me the other conference contender in the Big Ten outside of Ohio State.
I mean, any team can get the right squad together to play ball.
That's not
with
the question
right
I asked
man.
you. That's not the question I asked.
I mean, SC could do it. SC could do it.
Clemson.
Who?
SC could do it.
You got Clemson.
No,
If everything works out for USC, if everything works out for USC with Lincoln Riley,
what's the question?
That's not the question. That's not the question. Because y'all said it's Bama and everybody else, correct? That's what y'all just said, right?
You said
we going
Bama,
up
Georgia, Ohio State, and then that's it.
No. What y'all just
going
said, there's nobody else in the SEC. It's Bama and everybody else. That's what y'all just said, correct?
I said it's no
Bama,
dark
Georgia.
horse. It's no dark horse because you already told us that it's Bama.
Yeah,
Georgia,
that's what
and Ohio State.
it went over his head.
Ain't no dark horse.
Big Boss, it went over his head, Big Boss. It went over his head, Big Boss. I caught what you said,
That's
Big Boss.
true. Yeah. That definitely went over my head because I was damn sure about to say you can't tell me like the top 5 SEC teams aren't better than the top 5 other teams.
It went over your head, my G.
But yeah. I got you.
I'm getting fired up every time. I think I'm gonna just start picking up the phone and just, SEC ain't shit. Click. I'm definitely gonna be over there heckling you on Twitter. As soon as Alabama catch an upset, what happened, G? What happened? As soon as one of these teams like BYU with these 25-year-old players and shit have a magnificent team going around, like, oh shit, watch.
Hey, side note, another sleeper that I got is South Carolina, returning 5 offensive linemen, 2 receivers, bringing in Spencer Rattler, Jaheim Bell, tight end. He had a breakaway towards the end of the season. He balled out in the bowl game. And on the defensive side, they got 7 returners on defense, 3 in the defensive backfield. They really got 4 in the defensive backfield. Marcel Dow is on the back end, but he can actually come out and run that nickelback spot if he wanted to, and that'll actually make them that'll complete that 7. So with Spencer
Over
Rattler
Arkansas?
going there, there's not a. Say it again.
Over Arkansas?
I'm just talking about dark horse. Yeah,
You don't
over
consider Arkansas?
because Spencer Rattler will have a chance to just play football. There's no real pressure on you. We're not expecting you to. There's no national championship, huh?
Spencer Rattler?
Spencer Rattler, OU old quarterback, before Caleb Williams slapped him.
Oh, he's the transfer over there?
Yeah, he's a gamer too. He's a gamer. He just makes some bad decisions sometimes.
So that's what I'm saying. That's another dark horse that I'd keep a lookout on.
I like Arkansas is another team I would keep an eye out on.
Yeah, but
we got KJ Jefferson coming back. I mean, we talk about dark horses. We're not talking about power.
It's just
we talking about. I'll take Arkansas over South Carolina.
Hey, we're gonna break the SEC up into SEC 1A and SEC 2A.
Yeah, we should
just talk about which one gonna be the best of the SEC 2A. Oh yeah, I like Arkansas
1A. Yeah, because we know we shouldn't even talk about the other conferences. To be honest with you, we should only fucking talk about the SEC.
Let's just crown them now.
And we can just talk about the SEC, and then we can take like USC and Ohio State. We can like take the one team out of because that's all the other conferences really got is one team. So we'll take Ohio State and we'll take Clemson and we'll take SC and we'll take them and just put them in the SEC talk. And that's it. Because it ain't nobody else that even has a fucking chance.
So every other conference has one, and we agree that SEC has two.
SEC could do they have two?
And that two is gonna fall down because they lost a lot of people.
Yeah, but they're still better than everybody else. That's the thing. They're still better than everybody else. They might not be better than Ohio State, but I think they're better than Clemson.
What makes you think Ohio State is so good? Why are you high on Ohio State out of all the other teams?
All the returners.
They're returning so much.
Before we get there, let's say that
motivated. Go ahead. I think they're motivated.
And they got a new defensive coordinator. They got the defensive coordinator.
And they got the talent. Like they recruit big time talent at Ohio State too.
Conference champions, Bama.
Yeah,
we're just gonna say Bama.
We just can say Bama.
All right, SEC college football playoff contender, Bama. Georgia, Ole Miss, Florida, Vanderbilt,
Texas A&M.
Texas A&M. Who else, Marley? Who else is the contender? Mississippi State.
Stop all the fuckery, coach.
Tennessee,
yeah.
Georgia, those are his contenders.
Georgia, Bama, and Texas A&M. That's it.
Georgia, Bama, and Texas A&M.
I think either one of those three can be a contender.
Hey man! Shout out to everybody tuning in. We hit our mark. Open mic. Go back to Ohio State, man.
Yeah, I like Ohio. Let me get to my.
I mean, only problem that I have with Ohio State is, and that's further the point about the other teams are not as bad as you say, is that conference just steadily beat up on each other for years.
They do all year.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the only thing that holds Ohio State back. So if that's happening, then you got to respect Michigan, Michigan State,
Big Ten,
Penn State. You got to respect them teams.
Because here's one thing. Here's one thing that the SEC do get away with.
What is that?
And it goes underrated. It's underrated, but a lot of people really be noticing that be locked in is they can get out of that week in and week out beating up on each other and throw a Jackson State or Jacksonville State in there like week 10 or 11.
So fucking tough.
But to Big Boss's argument is the way that. But to Big Boss's argument with their athletic director has done for over 30 years is once you hit week 3, it's every game is Big Ten to where in the SEC they can get about 1 or 2 games of out of conference. That's why everybody be so pissed off at Bama. Say that again.
The Big Ten conference ain't as tough. Who's in the Big Ten? That's a national championship contender.
Bro, you're not looking at what he's saying.
Michigan,
though,
they got an NFL coach.
Stop fucking playing.
If Michigan get their act together, they can contend at a high
level.
level.
Out again. They don't.
I'm just telling you, they slip up against each other. They're cold weather teams. It's a lot of different stuff to that whole conference. The location, the rivalries. It's just a whole bunch of stuff right there. It's an old.
Bro, I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Look. I'm just asking the questions, people. When the last time Michigan won the national championship? When was they in the playoffs?
It's been a while because Harbaugh kind of slowed them down, but they were always contending. I mean, look at teams like Michigan State.
20 years ago, they was contending.
Man, you're gonna take away from Wisconsin. You're gonna take away from Michigan State. You're gonna take away from Michigan. Them boys play ball over there too. They beat Ohio State.
Wisconsin ain't never been a contender for the national. We talk about national championship contender. I don't talk about Big Ten contender.
Well, recently, I mean, if the playoffs would have been back in the day, Wisconsin would have went to the playoffs a couple times.
Right?
When they beat
I'm
the Big Ten.
not denying,
but only because Ohio State has been in the way recently that you don't see those teams.
To you that the Big Ten had its run. That's not. I'll give you that. Like you said earlier, every conference or every of the Power 5 conferences had their time, so that's not.
But they're not far off. They're not far off from being back at that point. They're not far off from completing with Alabama. They're not far off from it.
Yeah, Ohio State is not far off, but everybody else is far off.
Man, Michigan is not far off with it.
Why? Because they had one good season.
The money they put into that team.
Michigan has had one.
They just not. Season. I'm just saying.
Under Harbaugh, we can just talk about Harbaugh. We don't got to talk about Brady Hoke and what's old boy Rodriguez?
You don't think that they can put it together though? You don't think they can put it together to continue?
No, that's not what I'm saying. No, they possibly can. That's a different question than you asking me. Is it possible that Michigan can become a contender again? Completely different.
But you're saying it's not probable though.
Right. Not right now. Not right now. But do they? But can they recruit the talent to compete in the SEC? Of course they can. Of course they can. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is, as of right now, and as of the last 10 years, they ain't been about shit. So I care.
I think Clemson gonna pop the SEC.
Clemson,
this year.
okay. So over the last 5 years, Clemson has been one of the teams that do compete on that level. So yeah, I agree with you. I don't think they'll do it this year because I don't think they got the quarterback. But do they? Can they
got
get
two.
to a level?
He got to do something, and they got to. And the schedule says that they could take.
I don't believe in Duglier. I can't think of how you say his name. And according to you, Brett losing Venables is gonna. It has to be a step back because y'all.
Now with the returners, now with they still return. Here we go with the quotations. Hope he using them right. I hope he used them right. Hope he used the quotations right.
I expect losing Venables should be a step back, man, because y'all was just like, oh my God, Venables. I could just say that about.
Not when you got 4 defensive linemen returning.
Quotation marks.
4 defensive starters returning at the defensive line unit in that conference.
Oh, they're super talented. Yeah, I agree. Clemson is one of those teams that can compete in the SEC. Ohio State, one of those teams that can compete in the SEC. USC, one of those teams that can compete in the SEC. I'm not disagreeing there. I'm saying all those conferences only have.
I don't see how you could think SC could, if SC had to play. Now, true and all, SC could beat them in a big game, but if they had to play. And this is according to big man football.
Hey, SBO, I'm kind of with you on that. I think when we did the ACC, I picked North Carolina State to win the conference. So.
It's not going to happen because that game is going to be a prime-time game in Clemson.
They beat them last year in Clemson.
No, they didn't. They beat them in NC State.
Was it NC State? I thought it was in Clemson.
It was in whatever. Hurry up and look at it, man. We hit our hour mark. Gots to go. Gots to go.
Let me go look at it.
Well, hey, we'll be back tomorrow. You can marinate on that, sleep on it overnight. Hey, we appreciate everybody tuning in. We here. College football is here. Time to take. This was my last preseason hat. 2 a days. I get the hat on. This is bye-bye because we in season mode now. Big game. A couple of games will be going down this week. We'll be breaking them down. So, hey, man, we appreciate everybody tuning in. Shout out to DJ Big Boss. Shout out to the whole Hoop Banging Sports Live crew. Shout out to everybody who's been with us. Shout out to our day one people who've been following us since the beginning. And, man, we still trying to build our platform up, fellas. And ladies who tuned in. So, that being said, that's all I got, man. And we'll be back tomorrow. Marley, if you want to send everybody out on a prayer, why? Because I know people's probably still got some live games going on right now. We can get on out of here.
Yes, sir. As always, people, y'all know what it is. We back. This is Brothas N Bets. And I am Marley Bets. That right there, that's the big boss homie who banging from Whisper. That right there, that's Coach. You know what I'm saying? Like yesterday, like today. Tune in tomorrow, because goddamn it, like tomorrow. Y'all already know what it is, man. Let's beat Davis. And we out this motherfucker.
Check it out. Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't